In a world full of wireless DMX and battery-powered uplights, do traditional LED par cans still have a role for the mobile DJ, the band, or the venue? I think that they do, and I think that this PAK, the Mega Flat Hex L from Eliminator Lighting, is one of the best values in LED par cans right now. I just got these from Eliminator. They sent them to me for review. I'm not being paid, and they have no direction over what I do in this video, what I tell you, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion of what I think they got right, what could be improved, the features that I love, and why you should look into picking these up for yourself. If you're new to the Phase Reviews YouTube channel, welcome. My name is Jordan. If you're a subscriber, thanks for joining me again as always. We're gonna do a full unboxing and overview of the important features of this light. I'm gonna show you what is inside, talk about what you need to know to use these lights, the standout benefits, the pros, the cons, the things that could be improved in the future, and then let you know whether or not I think it's worth picking them up for yourself. Right before we dive into that though, make sure that you like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so that you don't miss any reviews coming in the future. Enough about that though, let's take a look at the Eliminator Lighting Mega Flat Hex L PAK4. First things first, the unboxing portion of the video. You can see that for a 4 LED pack with an included case, the box is quite small. You could get multiples of these, maybe stack 16, and it wouldn't take up any more space than this desk, up to about that high. Now, one of the reasons that the box, I mean, it could be even smaller, but one of the reasons the box is the size that it is because of course they include plenty of foam, but also included in the box is going to be a travel case. One of the things that I love about these 4 packs of LED par cans is that they include the bag that you need to transport them and keep them protected from wear and tear. Obviously, if you're out gigging, they're gonna get beat up a little bit, but this really reduces the scratches, the dents, the bumps, the chance that they could break, okay? Now, Eliminator Lighting, they've branded the case right here. It's a nice, thick, padded bag, good zippers on it, and a Velcro carrying strap at the top. Even on the sides, we've got 2 separate pockets. You could do power cables on one, DMX connection cables on the other side, however you want to set it up. On the top, we've got a full length pouch that we can unzip right here, and you can see the 4 lights that are inside. Each of these is going to come with its own IEC power cable. I've got them all right here. They're a nice thick gauge and probably 6 feet in length is what I would guess. I'll get out a tape measure and measure it at some point. Each of the lights is built very, very well. If you've used cheap LED par cans, they're so plentiful on eBay and Amazon nowadays. When you think of these, you think of just lightweight and plasticky and prone to breakage. This is not the case with these Eliminator lightings. These are hefty. They feel very strong. While they do have a plastic case, there's a large amount of metal, including the thick bracket / yoke that you can use to floor stand this and angle it on a wall, or to mount it from a T-bar or truss in a hanging configuration. 2 wing nuts on the side allow you to adjust the angle of the light, so depending on what beam shape you're going for, you can tilt it and lock it in with these, no sweat. You're gonna notice on the front that we've got kind of a hazy look right here. They include a frost diffusion filter if you want to expand the narrow beam angle to a much wider, more diffuse wash light. I'm really, really happy that they included this. I love to use par cans more for a wash light, and so to have this filter that allows you to cover a larger area is a big plus in my mind. And as you can see, if I can get it right here, relatively quick to install. I think I'm just a little special. There we go. Okay, you're gonna see that behind that frost filter, we've got 4 6-in-1 LED diodes: red, green, blue, amber, ultraviolet, and instead of a white, a lime diode. Now you may say, why swap out the white? That's very useful for the lime. The lime gives you much richer blues, greens, hot pinks. It is a very handy diode when you are color mixing. In addition, this light really excels with its CRI, or color rendering index. This allows for much more natural skin tones if you're using this in a stage production, architectural lighting, or film where you've got lights on skin tones and you don't want to have nasty hues that make people look unnatural. That's one of the benefits that you'll see in just a moment. Now, looking at the light itself, in addition to the yoke, we've got 4 rubber feet right here if you just want to set that directly on the ground, and you could even remove the yoke by pulling out the wing nuts. We've got the standard ADJ/Eliminator design where we've got DMX and power input on one side. Flipping around to the back, we've got the DMX and power out on the other side. So you can just run these in a line together. Using cables may seem kind of old school at this point nowadays. For some jobs, you just want easy to understand, easy to operate. Maybe this isn't a rental inventory of yours. This is going to be perfect for the average person to set up. On the back, we've got a 4-button menu. That's been a standard thing for a long time, but what is not standard, or what's not, old-fashioned, is this display. Instead of the old 4-digit LCD number matrix, we've got an actual display with text that you can read, full sentences, so you don't have to guess what the weird acronyms mean. Much easier to navigate. I'll give you a close-up look at that in just a moment. So 4 of these in the box, each with its own frost filter and with its own cable. Again, the bag is padded. There are dividers between each of the lights to keep them protected while you are transporting them. So let's zoom in, get a closer look at the light, and talk about the different features, functions, and the menu. So here's a more up-close look at the Mega Flat Hex L PAR. You can see that frost filter, the 4 hex diodes, the yoke right here, and if we look on the back, we've got our display. Now let me hit the mode button right here and show you some of the text and some of the different menus that we can navigate. So right now it's in screen lock. We just hold any button to unlock the screen. That just prevents anyone from accidentally clicking off of your setting. Now, if we hit mode, we can go through the main menus. So internal programs, information where you can see things like how hot the LEDs are, what version of software you're running, the DMX settings if you want to go into the DMX mode. We've also got personality if we want to set these as primary, secondary, or master slave as they used to be called. We can even set dimmer modes or dimmer curves, which is something that can come in handy again on a film set or on a more theater focused environment. Hitting that again, it takes you to the manual control. If you just want to color mix these right on the LED or right on the part itself without any sort of DMX controller, you can absolutely do that. And then clicking again takes us back to the internal programs. Now the internal programs are going to be things like your standard color jumps, color fades. Right now this is on sound active mode, so you can see that tapping it cycles through the different colors. If we click enter into that, there we go, hitting setup is kind of our enter button. We can do things like change the speed, change the fade, and change whether or not the sound active mode is on or off, okay? Sensitivity right there, you can adjust the sensitivity of the internal microphone right within these settings on this menu. Again, that's your enter. This is gonna be your backup button to go into the other areas of the light. Again, let's say for example, we wanna see what the LED temperature is, hit setup. That's going to take us in. It is currently 77 degrees Fahrenheit right now. Mode will take us back out. Again, let's check some more. DMX, you want to set this up, hit setup, find your DMX address, hit setup again. That saves your address. You can go through your channel modes. We've got a 14 channel, a 15 channel, a 17 channel, and a 6 channel. So that's just going to give you dimmers for the different colors. 8 channel adds in your master fader, and going up in channels will just give you more control over different parameters of the light. And then we can also set up, this is super handy, if we go into the no DMX status, you can have it hold the last setting if for some reason it loses its DMX signal. You can have it switch to internal programs automatically if it loses the DMX signal, or you can set up a manual setting or blackout. So depending on what you're looking for, if this loses signal, you can be prepared and have it automatically change over to another setting. Super, super nice, very thoughtful to have. Again, personality, we've already kind of talked about that. Your manual control, so you can go into your color macros. For example, kind of cycle through here. You've got all of your standard ones there, and then they've got a bunch of preset mixes for your teals and your pinks and your reds and your greens and your shades of yellow and all that. Okay. Internal programs, we're back here again, and that's kind of the bulk of the menu. It's pretty easy to use, pretty easy to operate. The display is very clear and easy to read. There you go right there. I'll kind of cycle through a few more up close. So much better than the old 4-digit displays that they had. All right, so I got a pair of the PAK cans set up for some basic testing here in the front entryway of my home. Nice tall ceiling so that you can see how these look as they stretch up. Probably about 20 feet up there at the top, you can see that the light easily stretches all the way to the top, and it is morning, so it's not completely dark outside. This is without the frost filter. if we get in close here, you're able to see that there are not really any color shadows between the different diodes. One of the things that older par lights suffered with is kind of some, the fringe edges of the light having different tones. This is very even color all throughout, which is really nice to see. Again, this is without the frost filter, so a more narrow beam. You can kind of see that it sticks between the wall, the window and the image right there, and just cuts all the way up to the top ceiling. The colors are super rich and vibrant. Let me throw on the frost filters though, and we can take a look at how things look with those on. Okay, this is the lights in the same position, but with the frost filter on. I'll pan up again towards the ceiling. You can see that the beam is a bit more diffuse now, a bit more spread out. You can see that it still is extending all the way up to the ceiling, and you can see that this area between the two lights is much more filled in with the color. Okay, I'm gonna walk around to this side so you can see the resulting effect from both angles. Kind of turn back this way, and again shine this up towards the ceiling. You'll see that the beam is a lot more diffuse, a lot more spread out. If you want to cover a wider area of a wall, or if you're using this as a dance floor wash or something like that, the frost filter option is going to be the one to use. Now, lastly, as far as function, I did want to show you how the color rendering index is really improved on this light compared to most affordable par lights, and how you can control some of the built-in white temperature control. So if we go to color temp preset and hit setup for enter, you can see right now it's on no function. If I click up, that takes us to the warmest white, which is your 2300 Kelvin, a really nice, warm yellow white. Hitting up again, we get 26, 28, 31, 34. 34 is starting to get into more of your soft white color there. The camera may be auto adjusting the temperature. 38, 41, getting a little bit cooler here. Going up 45, 49, 55. Now starting to get into quite a bit cooler, more of a daylight white, 6,000 and 7,000 Kelvin. Very, very cool color temperature right there. 8,000, how high can we go here? 9,000, 99. Okay, so 99 is gonna be your coolest. That's, a very bluish white. So depending on what your needs are, what kind of scene you're trying to create in your production or on your film set, you've got a ton of different built-in color temperature presets for your white. So there you have it. That is the Mega Flat Hex L par light from Eliminator Lighting. A great option for a beginner that needs their first set of LED lights, be it for crowd wash or uplighting, or as an add-on set for your rental inventory, or to install in your theater or small indie film studio for good color rendering on your actors. The construction is great, the built-in bag is so nice, and you just have everything you need out of the box to go and do an event and transport your lights safely. If you want to read more about these, I'll include a link down in the description. You can go buy through there, support the channel. I would of course love you for it. If you don't want to grab these today, I'd appreciate you liking the video and leaving a comment, letting me know what you think of these. Subscribe and ring the notification bell so that you don't miss any content coming in the future. That's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.